Many people wonder what the cost of AI implementation is these days as of 2026. There's 3 stages of AI implementation today, in my opinion. The first stage is using off-the-shelf tools, getting training for your team for things like ChatGPT or Claude or maybe Gemini. That can be in the hundreds of dollars, maybe per hour, maybe total. So depending on the size of the organization, you can do some math to then help you identify how much that would cost. The second step is more of the automation implementation of AI. This is where you think about one specific task in your company, maybe uploading documents somewhere and having them printed automatically, or maybe scanning something and reading it and sending you an email. That really depends on the complexity, but you can probably get that done for the tens of thousands, right? I've seen a low end 5,000 for one workflow. I've seen as high as 50,000, depending on the sophistication and the type of data you're accessing. The third option is the enterprise or the actual custom AI implementation. This is where you go in and you start replacing actual systems. You connect to APIs and your software to collect and access data. You create a chat interface or something that's custom to you, that's accessible only to your team, something that's not off the shelf, something that has to be created and has to be implemented for your organization. This is where you get into the high tens to the hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars. Again, depending on the complexity of the organization and the type of data that you're accessing. So you got 3 levels of AI. You can either train with off-the-shelf tools with these chatbots and get momentum that way. You can solve for one workflow and use automation things like N8N or Zapier. Or you can do custom full-on implementation that can be in the high tens, maybe hundreds of thousands, even 7 figures, depending on how complex your needs are. That becomes a custom asset that's proprietary just for you. So if you're on this journey and figuring out where to begin, think about the sophistication of your organization, right? What type of data are you accessing? What type of needs do you have from a process standpoint? What types of clients do you serve? And once you can think of that, that'll help you determine which level of AI you need to start beginning with so that you have a clear path to get actual return on investment for the money you're going to spend doing this work.